Alright, what's up, YouTube? It's your computer engineering gamer, and I just finished watching Berserk 1997 for the first time, and we're going to talk about it. I know this has been talked about plenty of times. I am not the first person to ever watch this. I will not be the last person to watch this for the first time. But the show was just amazing. It blew my mind. And yes, I watched the original 1997 animation on YouTube because the newer animation on Crunchyroll is just not the same. It's not good. And honestly, for the first I want to say 15 chapters of the manga, the anime was going bar for bar with it almost. I know there's a lot of different animations and they leave out some parts where Griffith is with the princess. I can understand that, but overall, the manga to this show in 1997 was a very solid adaptation, and I feel like I didn't miss too much, and I plan to pick up the manga from the ending of this arc because I watched the first two episodes of the Crunchyroll animation for the next arc, and I hated it. I just don't think they did Guts good. He's broad-shouldered, muscular, big. He wields this big-ass sword just as big as him, and they just don't make it look that good. They just don't make it look good. So I'm just going to go with the manga after this. But there's two main things I want to hit on. The first one is why Griffith cared so much about losing Guts. And I had just this stark contrast idea the moment I saw this face from Griffith. I paused it the first time I saw this and I was like, this dude is fucking lost right now. Is fucking lost. And here's why I think. This has probably been broken down, has a very finite answer. Also, just check out Pirate Software and Point Crow and Moist Critical, the fucking goats. I mean, come on now. Come on now. A little bit of Prime again. Prime time, baby. The goats of YouTube and Twitch right now. I mean, let's just be real. Pirate Software is just a different breed. He has his own company now with Ludwig, their own production studio. God, they're so cool. Anyways, moving on. Griffith is purely driven by selfish motivations and desire. Point blank, up and down. He uses the Hawks as his way to just get where he wants. We saw him have sex with that weird, old, disgusting prince dude to, like, just get money, which was fucking weird. He was gross. And then Griffith killed him anyways, which was funny. But Guts was one of the few men who would challenge Griffith with no other backing from a nation or a king. Everyone else who meets Griffith, who is not of royalty or an enemy, immediately submits to him and his will. They see Griffith has his idea of a greater picture of what Griffith can be and what Griffith can do, and they immediately submerge themselves to his will. And Guts was like that at first, and that is why Griffith took over possession of Guts. But since Guts decided to come up to him and break away from this, Guts decided to make his own decisions, find himself, find his own strength, Griffith lost it. And Griffith knows that Guts is very important for him to succeed his goals. Guts is what I would just call him. He just is the GOAT. He slayed 100 mercenaries, he killed the leader of the rhinos, and then he gets carried out any order asked of him. He killed a child, he killed the noblemen, he slayed those people as they took the money from Griffith, ran away, and then Guts just ended them there. Like, Guts was just Griffith's go-to, end all, checkmate. You could not fucking go against Griffith without just Guts taking away and being the one person to do everything for him and just succeed at it. Guts was just never a failure. He was just always with it and always about it. I took some notes here because I got good things I want to hit here. However, the fact that it's so good. I just get worked up over this. The fact that Griffith relied on Guts this heavily does not necessarily make Guts his friend. As his most reliable soldier, he is most reliable to achieve his goals. As I said, Guts can just achieve so much to build up Griffith's kingdom. And when it came to the end, Griffith was willing to step over the Hawks and then step over Guts to become Femto and achieve his power to get his kingdom. However, we do see Griffith struggle with the fact that Guts was the only person to ever make him waver from his goal. Whether this makes Griffith and Guts friends, or just comrades, or a subservient that he heavily relies on, we just know that Griffith cannot handle the loss that Guts is leaving his possession and his party. Through this, Griffith felt the feelings of love and hate all at the same time directed towards Guts, and the same feelings that he felt slip from him He grasped at despair with imminent rot drown upon him. And after that, we saw Griffith, out of his last feeling he has ever felt before, never felt this feeling of just being so lost, not having his goal, not having anything he wants, kind of just taking control over everything he ever does. He lost that. And so, as you can see here, Griffith has just lost his mind in despair. And that's why we saw him go to the princess without reason in his mind and do what he did and end up, pumping and dumping, as I would say, and leaving the first morning, but getting caught up. I know the manga has a lot more adaptation compared to the show. The show doesn't really show too much from the manga, because I know like in the manga they bring in like the king, sees like her blood on the bed sheets and everything from her like breaking her hymen and shit, but they don't do that in the show. I don't think that's necessary for the show, to be honest, but adaptation holds up, and I think it was very well done. But then once we get to the end here, I mean, this is just Griffith, this makes Griffith seem like he really does enjoy and love Guts. But that is in stark contrast of seeing Griffith, battered and bloody, in the hand of the demons, end up taking his time to become Femto. And, dude, let me just say, the moment Guts hacks off his arm might be one of the hardest things I've ever seen in anime. I mean, this right here, this scene where he just hacks his fucking arm off just to get to Casca and Griffith, now Femto, is just fucking gruesome. And then they immediately straight up hold him down after letting him chop his arm off and just make him fucking watch. Oh my god. I mean, it was insane. And just like seeing all the faces pop up, the landscape, watching all these people get just massacred, seeing Child Griffith go through his struggle internally with the fact that when he was young, he knew from the get-go that he was gonna end up becoming a demon. Seeing that whole struggle, but then seeing Griffith come out and still choose to eat the hawks, you can truly see how fucking vile Griffith is. That he was willing to destroy the hawks, destroy Guts, and rape Casca in front of Guts, all to achieve his immortality for Femto, which I am super excited to keep reading the manga and see what Guts does to him. I hope Guts just brutally fucking destroys him. But I will say, I wrote down this, and I don't know if I'm going to find it right here, but I know that I wrote down that Judo had the worst death. Dude, homie was running with Casca and was just getting beat the shit out of and just fucking dick down by these demons. And Casca could do nothing about it. I thought Casca was supposed to be like the second strongest after Guts, but every time it comes down to it, it's always like fucking someone else is saving her, whether it be Guts or Judo. And Judo was like slicing these demons away and fucking throwing knives and getting away, and Casca maybe cut like one demon or two demons' arms off. Anyways, Judo's death was rough. I thought it was so rough. Watching Guts cut his arm off and just fucking lose himself for a second there for Casca was brutal. I mean, the entire show was good. It had good all around animation, I thought, for the age and time it was. It had good fight scenes. It had very good excitement. But these final 2 episodes, with Griffith becoming Femto and the demons assaulting the Hawks, oh my god, I don't think I've ever seen anything like it. It was so good. Anyways, that's just my thoughts on the first chapter or arc of Berserk. I really enjoyed it. I plan to keep reading it. I want to get the manga. I want to get caught up on the very, very detailed oriented manga and stay up with the story completely, not just the Crunchyroll adaptations that are, subpar and kind of shit. But, leave a like and comment if you like this. I kind of plan on talking about more animes I've watched recently. Those being Dr. Stone. I finished that. I've, been keeping up with Demon Slayer. I watched Solo Leveling. But the biggest one I would say that I watched with one of my good buddies from college was Code Geass. Code Geass is probably one of my top 3 animes after finishing that shit. And heavily heavily inspiring Attack on Titan. So if you're an Attack on Titan fan, I would actually encourage you to go seek out Code Geass on Crunchyroll and watch that. Anyways, the man is lost without the sauce, but that same man can get lost in the sauce, as I would say Griffith did, and then became the absolute dog shit piece of shit that he is. Griffith sucks shit, and I see now why everybody fucking hates Griffith. So, I'll catch y'all later. Have a good day. See ya.